Hey, have you ever been on a project that kicked off with this absolutely brilliant idea, but somewhere along the way, it just completely went off the rails? Yeah, we've all been there. Today, we're going to talk about the one document that can stop that from happening. It's the Master Blueprint for Success, the Approved Design Document.
So, let's just start with a simple question. What actually happens when your team gets excited and just dives straight into building software without a solid, agreed-upon plan? You might feel like you're moving fast, sure, but where are you really headed?
The dream is always this perfect picture, right? The project comes in on time, on budget, and everyone is thrilled. But the reality, when you're building without a blueprint, whoa, it's often just a chaotic mess. You're dealing with a system full of bugs, fueled by constant miscommunication. It's literally the difference between a masterpiece and a total disaster.
But don't you worry, because there is a hero in this story. There's a solution that's designed to bring order to all that chaos, and we're calling it the Master Blueprint. This right here, this is it, the Approved Design Document, or ADD. And look, the most important words are right there in the name. It's a formal record, that is, approved. And here's the absolute kicker. It's done before a single line of code gets written. Think of it as the official architectural plan for your software.
So its whole purpose is crystal clear. It is the guiding blueprint that makes sure every single requirement is met. It becomes the one and only source of truth for your developers and your testers, and it acts as that official sign-off that gets everybody on the exact same page from day one.
Okay, so what's actually in this master plan? What's the secret sauce that makes it so powerful? Come on, let's pop the hood and take a look inside. Now, what's so cool here is how the ADD is structured, using an analogy that we can all totally get. Building a house. The system overview? That's the architect's grand vision. The database design is all the critical plumbing behind the walls. And security? Well, that's your locks and alarm system. But the real heart of the entire thing? Oh yeah, that's the design specifications. And this analogy just illustrates the point perfectly. The design specifications are those super detailed floor plans. This is the section that gets into all the nitty-gritty details, spelling out every single module, every process, and every piece of logic. This is where ambiguity goes to die. There's just no room for guessing when the floor plans are this precise.
And just as important are the doors and windows of our house, the interface design. This part of the blueprint defines exactly how users are going to interact with the system and how your system is going to talk to other systems. It's all about creating really clear, well-defined entry and exit points.
But you know, the real power of the AD, it goes way beyond just its technical contents. Its true strength is in how it aligns people and just creates total clarity for everyone involved.
I absolutely love this quote from the source material. It says the ADD acts as a contract. Now just stop and think about that. It's a binding agreement that gets everyone, the analysts who define the problem, the designers who came up with the solution, and the developers who have to build the thing, all aligned. Everyone is working from the same sheet of music. And that contract, it sets off this incredible chain reaction of clarity. It all starts with that clear blueprint, which naturally cuts down on ambiguity and all those costly errors. That, in turn, ensures development is consistent, and ultimately, it creates the solid baseline you need for a successful project.
So what does all this really boil down to? 1. The approved design document becomes the single, undisputed source of truth for the entire project. If anyone has a question, you don't ask the person next to you, you don't make a guess, you go back to the blueprint. Period. But here's the thing. The ADD isn't some document you create, get signed off on, and then just forget about in a folder somewhere. No way. Its value stretches way, way beyond that initial design phase. It's your guide for the entire journey.
And you can see just how its value keeps growing across the whole project lifecycle. In the design phase, it's the final blueprint. During development, it's guiding every line of code. When it's time for testing, it's the reference that everything is checked against. And even years down the road, during maintenance, it's the guide for making updates and troubleshooting problems.
You know, it all comes down to a really simple but powerful mantra that the approved design document just perfectly embodies. Plan the work, then work the plan. Don't let that pressure to just start coding derail your project before it even has a chance.
And that really leaves us with one final thought. We live in a world that is obsessed with speed, right? But in that mad rush to deliver something, is skipping the blueprint, skipping the plan, is that really a risk worth taking?